Hi, my name is Mech. I work over at the Internet Archive and run the Open Library Project, which is an effort to enable patrons all around the world to access millions of digital books. And one of the things I spend a lot of my time thinking about is how we can provide a better experience around finding books that enable better outcomes in life. And one type of book that I really believe in are textbooks. And so I tried to come up with a demo of what it might look like if a wiki-like book service were able to structure textbooks similar to how video games have skill trees. And so maybe if we were choosing a field like biology, the community might determine collaboratively that there is a definition or criteria for a specific first book in a sequence, a biology one, if you will, biology 101. And fortunately, there's this website out there. It's one of my favorite, called the Open Syllabus Project. And Open Syllabus Project has made it their mission to look through millions of academic syllabi and to extract the books that are recommended on each one. In fact, also the books that are recommended within the same syllabi or the same subject. And what you end up getting is a list of the books that are most cited, but also if we choose a specific book like James Stewart's Calculus, then we also get what other books are mentioned on the same syllabi or the same track. And this is super powerful because it allows us to make judgments about which textbooks might be most used, but also which might be related topically. And I've been combining the materials on Open Library and the Internet Archive with the information in the Open Syllabus Project, combined with a new user interface so that we have a new system effectively called BookTrails. And BookTrails lets people identify which books, which textbooks in particular have prerequisites. And so for biology, the idea is the level 1 books on biology are those that have no prerequisites identified by the community. So these are kind of the first books in a sense that you would read in order to learn biology. And anyone can upvote a book, but the Open Syllabus Project is a unique user that gets to vote based on the number of times a book has appeared on a curriculum or a syllabi. And so Campbell's Biology, for instance, has a massive number of initial upvotes because those are professors across the globe that have given a high signal that this book should be recommended. And the only reason it's considered level 1 as opposed to level 2 or even lower is that in the data so far, no one has specified that there's a prerequisite to this book. And if they were, then maybe this book would move into level 2 and we would have a new row for the books that have no prerequisites. The magical thing that you can do here, once we have this video game like skill tree, we can make assumptions about how we want to do our learning and what book we want to use. For instance, if we don't have the money to access Campbell's Biology, there happens to be a good open access book that I know of called OpenStax Biology, which is Rice University. It's a fantastic set of material, OpenStax. They publish everything as open access. And if we go over to all subjects, you can see an incredible list of material spanning from the sciences to math, to business, politics, etc. And so if I were to choose OpenStax biology book, then one thing we're going to notice is it's going to update the skill tree of all other books that can then be read after biology. So assuming Campbell's Biology is selected, the next level of books that are recommended are cellular biology, principles of genetics, and I get to choose in this journey. Maybe I want to read Campbell's Biology first. The cell is recommended as a next journey because it branches from biology, but it also has the most votes for it. But I could just as easily say, I want to start with biology and then switch to principles of genetics. And now my path changes such that all of the books after principles of genetics are different. We can see if I go back to the cell as my choice that we now have a different path of books that we can take. And because this is backed by Open Library, I can then click on any one of these books, and oftentimes there will be a preview or a way to borrow the book. So this is also hopefully increasing the discovery of that material. So if we go to Open Library books, we can see if this title happens to be available. I'm not sure if it is. Yeah, there are plenty of editions that are borrowable directly in the browser. So that's the idea behind BookTrails. And if I were to select a different biology, then the other books in the series then or the sequence then change. So I'm hoping that over time, this little open source proof of concept will receive more metadata contributions, not only from Open Syllabus Project, but also from the Open Library community of librarians who currently work on Open Library, so that we can make and establish more of these links, kind of the skill tree links between the books. And then the community can vote on which books or sequences they think are most effective. And overall, we'll create a platform that helps increase access to textbooks and hopefully produces sequences that are shareable that help people self-learn better. So if you are interested in this type of thing, please send me an email to mek@archive.org, and I would love to collaborate. And currently, the code is kind of split between two repos. This project used to be called thebestbookon.com, and there's a branch for BookTrails, which is where most of the code lives. And we've been trying to move this over to booktrails.us. Or what is it called? I think it's just BookTrails. And the website can be viewed at booktrails.us. Hope you enjoyed and would love to hear your feedback.